I'm hot. I'm already sweating. Had to turn the AC off so you don't hear doom the whole video. I have my freaking notebook out. You guys know that this video is gonna be real. Whenever my notebook and my mom pen's out, one mom's attempt at being organized, you know that this video is about to be real. So sit down, grab your notebooks with me, guys, because honestly you're going to want to take some notes down if you're watching this video to actually get information and want help on this. If you're just watching to watch, then hey guys, you can watch. Grab some drinks, grab some popcorn, and I hope you guys enjoy. For those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Keana and I have a son. He is 2 years old, or let me reverse. Turning 2 years old. I can't even believe he's turning 2. If you guys are just watching this to get advice, I just want you guys to know now, if you ever have any questions, please just DM me. It doesn't matter what state you're in. I'm always willing to help and do research to help you guys out. And if you are a new subscriber, welcome. And if you are interested in becoming a part of the family, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell to get notified for whenever we post. Today is more of a serious video. I don't really do these often, but my friend is actually currently pregnant now and she's my age, and I was talking to her and she was just saying how stressed she is about like money and everything with the new baby coming, and she did not know about all the assistance I was telling her about. I didn't realize how many people don't really know about this stuff, but when I was pregnant I didn't either. I learned all this mostly on my own with the help of my mom with some things. Alright, so this video is going to be about financial help and government aid. So when I first found out I was pregnant, everyone tried to scare me with the fact that kids were super expensive, which, yeah, they're expensive, but everyone makes it seem like that's the hardest part of parenting. Like, can you afford a kid right now? And I'm not saying have babies just to go on government aid or abuse the system, because I'm totally like against that. But if you find yourself in a predicament where you're pregnant and you're worried and you're young, or even if you're older, it doesn't matter how old you are, but if you're just worried about financial things, there are other options. So I'm gonna go over these other options for you guys right now. Let me get right into the video for you guys. So if I look down, it's because I'm looking at my notes for you guys. I like wrote a bunch of stuff down. The first thing I'm gonna be talking about is Medicaid. It's health insurance. So there's different parts. Let me first say also, I'm from Connecticut. So if you're watching this and you're not from Connecticut, you can look all these things up from your state. And if, like I said, if you have trouble, you can literally just DM me on all my social media. My Instagram is just my name, Keana Conyers, or even my Twitter is Keana Conyers. I will even put my email here for you guys in the link down below. So first thing, there's Medicaid health insurance. That usually has different parts, like there's A, B, C, and D. So A might be for people who aren't pregnant, college students under a certain age, but they don't make a lot. B could be for people who are pregnant. C could be for people who have a child already, or 2 or more children, and then D could be for whatever. So there's different parts. So when you apply, they will tell you which part you're eligible for, and it'll tell you all the stuff you're covered under. Another thing I want to say is it goes off income. Everything with state goes off of income. So if you make over a certain amount, you might not be eligible, but if you make under the amount, you'll be eligible. And each part, like the health insurance and the daycare stuff I'm going to talk to you guys about, and cash assistance and food stamps, like everything has their own guidelines. If you are married, they're going to go off of you and your spouse's income combined. So if you guys both make over the amount, you won't be eligible. Another thing is, so the child is covered for more. So for an example, if I make over 40K a year, this is just an example, so like these numbers are made up. If I make over 40K a year, Zaid will no longer be covered on Medicaid health insurance. He would have to go under whatever insurance that I'm on. I'm only covered on Medicaid health insurance until I make like 29 or over. So do you see what I'm saying? Like Zaid will be covered until I make 40 or more, then he will not, and then I'll only be covered until I make 29 or more. If I'm making under 29, I'm covered. If I'm making under 40, he's still covered. Basically, you can just go online, look up Medicaid health insurance, you apply. Like I said, you're gonna need a bunch of proof. And mind you, when you do these things, you have a time frame to get them done. And the state is very strict. Usually, if you don't get them done in that time frame, they'll just like cancel your whole application. You might have to redo everything again. So try to do your best to stay really on time with how fast you're getting all these proofs in. Also, you want to try to avoid calling the state, because honestly, I've waited like an hour and a half online, or an hour and a half on the phone waiting for the state. So that's a little bit about Medicaid health insurance for you guys. Remember, there's your income is like the main thing, if you qualify or not, and how much you're making for your child to be covered and how much you're making for you to be covered. So there might be some instances where your child's covered but you're not. And the third thing is there's different parts of Medicaid. Another thing, okay, so where I'm from, it's called Care for Kids. Care for Kids is state assistance or government aid for people who make under a certain amount for daycare, because daycare is super expensive. Like Zaid's daycare is $280 a week, or that's what the prices are going to now that it's a different company. $280 a week. It's basically like if you're making minimum wage, your whole salary is going towards daycare. A lot of people don't like to put their kids in daycare because of this reason, but if you're in a case like me and you have to put your child in daycare, this is a really handy tool. I believe every state has it. Don't mark my words, but if you look into it, it just might not be called Care for Kids. You should be able to find something like daycare assistance. So for Care for Kids, you have to make, like I said, you have to make under a certain amount. If you're married, it's going to go based off both of your guys' incomes, but if you're not, it's just going to be the primary parent's income. So Zaid's dad income doesn't count on the application. It only is based off mine because I am the primary parent for him. So Care for Kids in my state, they kind of break it down. So they need your work schedule and they need the hours that your child goes there, and then your income, obviously. So say I work 40 hours a week. They make it so Zaid would get approved for like a full-time 40 to 60 hours a week payment, which usually is a higher payment. And then they have like part-time, which is like 10 to 20 hours. Then they have like a middle time, which is 20 to 28 hours, and then half-time, which is, do you see what I'm saying? It kind of goes based off of your hours that you're working. So if you're working 25 hours a week, then they might give your child like the part-time 0 to 25 hour, and then they'll give you say $100 a week. For me, I was full-time, so obviously I got a lot more. I'll tell you guys a little bit. I won't do exact numbers. Okay, so like my son's daycare is $1,000 a month. Care for Kids was roughly paying like, let's just say $600 a month, which leaves me a remainder of $400 a month, which would be $100 a week. So that's like a big chunk. Like that's a big chunk that they help you with. So that's super, super important that you get that. For me, it's helped me so much. I don't know if I would even work if I had to pay the full amount. That is called Care for Kids in the state of Connecticut. Another thing is it's called subsidized housing. I actually really never knew about these. I guess people would say like the projects, that's what people call them. But subsidized housing, they usually have a very long wait list. So if you were to be interested in getting subsidized housing, you have to really apply as soon as possible. Like I said, if you're pregnant, they're going to need like a proof of pregnancy with the due date, your income, your wages, or your income wage, the same thing, an address if you have a current address. And usually it goes by like who needs it the most. So if there's like an emergency situation where you may be homeless or something, you usually will be right ahead of the list. But if it's just like you're at your parents' or something and you're applying because you want to be on your own, but normal rent is too expensive, then you just have to be like, it's first come first serve. That has income guidelines also. Everything with state has income guidelines, but they basically base your rent off of your income. So if you're making $1,000 a month, they might only be making you pay $200 a month. Your rent could literally range. I think the lowest in Connecticut is like $25 a month. Some of them include heat, hot water, electricity, all that in that amount. and then some don't. It kind of really just depends on where you apply, where you go, and what your state does. Another thing is called TANF. It's actually, I usually call it cash assistance. It's usually based off lower income guidelines. So for an example, it might be your gross income can't be more than $1,300 a month. Cash assistance is basically for people who are pregnant, or if you have a child, disabilities and things like that, or you're homeless. In the state of Connecticut, I believe it's a 21-month period, and once you have cash assistance, you can't have it your whole life. You only have it for 21 months. So say you do 6 months and you decide, all right, I'm at a good state, I don't need this assistance anymore, you tell them to stop and you can reapply for the next 21 minus 6. Oh my god, I can't even believe I'm doing this right now. Am I an idiot? 15 months. So like say a year from now, you're like, oh my god, I really need that cash assistance. You could apply and then you could have it for 15 more months. They also do have what's it called, extensions. They have 2 6-month extensions where I'm from. So I think that usually extensions, you have to like have a, it's not just you want to apply for an extension so you need extensions. Usually like if like your income drastically changes or something like drastically changes. Cash assistance is basically on the 1st, 2nd, or 3rd of every month, depending whatever day they put you on, you'll get a certain amount of money. So, and it also depends on how many kids you have. So if you have 1 kid, you might get $400 a month. If you have 3 kids, you might get $600 a month. I don't know exactly the numbers. Like I said, I'm just throwing these out there for you, but it's basically right on your health card. You just go to any ATM, you swipe it, and you can take that money out. You can use it for whatever. You can use it for groceries if you want. Even at the stores, it has to accept EBT. So like it's kind of like, it's the same thing that if you were to have like food stamps, it'd be on that card also. So if like you go to CVS and they accept EBT cards, that means you could buy like laundry detergent with your cash assistance card, or you can, like I said, take that cash out, and that is monthly. And also I believe, so for the state of Connecticut, while you're pregnant, the 21 months don't count, if I'm being correct. So your 21 months start when your child is born. Like if you're interested in that, I would definitely get on that also, because that could be a big help. You can pay your rent, you can pay your bills, you can pay whatever it is, it's your money. Another thing is food stamps. A lot of people know these. I think back in the day they actually used to be stamps. That's what I heard also. Now it's literally just on a card. So they base it off everything, your income again, how many kids you have, your family household number, all of that stuff, and they'll put a certain amount on your card every month. It might be $90 for groceries, it might be $350 for groceries. So it really just depends. Another thing is called the Jobs First program. This I did a little bit of. I honestly still like am a little confused on it myself, like I don't know everything, but it basically helps you job search. Like they also have programs where they can help you with resumes. There's health classes, like for you to join these classes and find out about nursing programs or whatever, if you want to be in that type of field. It's basically just trying to help you get a better job so you can be off of government aid. So for an example, when I was on it and I was going to school and working, they try to aim you, they give you goals each month or whatever, or every few months, but you could have logs also. So like if you really needed the money, and say I'm traveling to school every day and work every day, you have a log. You write the date and you write where you went and how many miles it was to get there and back, and then you have like your professor sign it, or you have your job sign it, and then you like kind of attach like a map quest with it for proof, like how many miles and all that, and then they'll give you a certain amount of money per mileage. So like after a while of doing that, like a whole month of doing that, you could get like $200, $300, $400, or maybe less, but you could get a good chunk of money just for mileage. So they're basically paying you back your mileage for trying to better your life. So in the state of Connecticut, it's called the Jobs First program. I think they might have changed it, like it has something to do with the Department of Labor, but you do have to stay in their guidelines. You have to talk to them frequently. You have to do like a few like tests here and there. It's not like if you fail the test, you're not gonna be able to like get this. It's just kind of like to see where you are. But yeah, that's another one that I know of. Okay, another thing is WIC. I think a lot of people know about WIC. I think it's called WIC in all states, but WIC is basically when you're pregnant or when you have a baby. It's like the first year or so of their life, or even first 2 years. You could have it for a while, but WIC is basically you'll get like it's most people know it as getting like formula. So when I was breastfeeding, I kind of went there just like, I don't know how long I'm gonna be breastfeeding for, so they can put you on like a part-time, or if you're doing half breast milk, half formula, they can give you like 4 cans a month. So that means 4 cans of the Similac or whatever they'll give you. If your child has like a sensitivity to Similac or they can't do that, then you'll just need like a doctor's note, and then they'll give you they'll let you be able to get like the sensitives or whatever it is that your child will need. So they might give you 4 cans a month. In the state of Connecticut, I believe they can give you up to 12 cans a month, which is also really big, because a little can of formula, as you guys know, is like $25. But when you have that assistance, it really, really helps you. And while you're breastfeeding or while you're pregnant, you get like $12 a month of just like fresh produce. So on your WIC card, you can get up to $12 in fruits, veggies, etc. They also have like cereals, eggs, milk, cheese, like a bunch of dairy products. And once your baby hits a certain age, then you're eligible for like certain cereals, rices, jar foods. So it really can help you a lot, and it has nothing to do with food stamps. So they're kind of similar, because food stamps is all, you can use it on all types of foods. Your WIC will be completely separate from your food stamp, so it's not like they collide at all. So these are things that I've also heard of. I've heard of, like, I know friends personally who have done it. I don't know too much information on it because I haven't done it myself, but there are like there's assistant programs, I believe, where you can go there, and if you're trying to like move in to a new house and get on your own and do all of that type of stuff, then they will pay, I believe it's like whatever your security deposit is and your first month's rent. But when you do that, they only do it once. So if it's like a time you really, really, really need it, that's when I would do it, because one time, and they obviously mark you in their system and you can't do it anymore after that. They also have a place where I think they pay like a certain part of your rent. Like they might give you like $400 towards rent once a year or something like that. So there's also that. I'm unsure of what it's called. I am unsure of what it's called, but I'm sure if you go to like your state assistance area, like this, if for me it'd be the state of Connecticut, there's like a big place in one of our towns, you could ask them and they will give you more information on it for sure. Oh yeah, there's also energy assistance, which that's basically for your electric bills. Like I said, it all is based off income. So you go in, you show them like a few electric bills. You also have to provide pay stubs. And if there's like any money coming into your accounts on your bank statements, they need bank statements too, sorry, pay stubs and bank statements. But if there's any money coming in, they're going to want proof of what it is exactly. So if it's a $300 check that they see coming in every month, they're going to be like, what is this for? So if it's just direct deposit, sometimes usually it'll say direct deposit, but if it doesn't, you'll just have to get something from your job. Or if it's like a one-time thing where someone owed you money, you would just say it was someone owed me money one time, and that's what that is. So there's also that. I feel like I'm forgetting about a few things. I forgot to also say, guys, financial aid. If you guys are going to school, you are now counted as an independent when you have a child that you are caring for. So because I have a child, you get more of a grant. I think until you're a certain age, even if you're on your own, your parents aren't paying for your school, you still get counted as a dependent. But because I have my own child, I'm able to be counted as an independent. So I go to a community school, so thank God most of my schooling is paid for because of my grant. For my school, you have to attend like a certain amount of credits to get the full amount. So if you're only going half-time, you might only get half of that money that they're offering you. So that's another thing I wanted to say. That's what I forgot. Those are the things that I know about state assistance and government aid. And honestly, I feel like a lot of people are scared to even be on this stuff because they think people are going to judge them. But at the end of the day, it's nobody's business but your own if you're on that assistance. And if you're on that assistance, you know as a mother, as a parent, that it's for a reason and it's for your child. And if it's helping you and it's helping your child, then do it. It really doesn't matter what other people say, because like growing up, you always hear people like, oh, like those are the projects, or oh, that's they're on state assistance, or oh, I saw them pay for with food stamps. Like at the end of the day, like if there's food in your mouth and your parents are using food stamps, it doesn't matter how they got that money, as long as there's food in your mouth. And as a parent, like, I realized that also. If people want to judge because you're on state assistance, then they clearly, like, they have it good. And a lot of the people that might judge are people who don't have kids, so they don't really understand, or they're given literally everything to them. Like, some people are fortunate enough where they don't have to be on these programs because their family has money, or their family freaking provides for them all the time. But if you're in a situation like I was, like, you're on your own, obviously my parents will help me if I need the help. That's not what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, it's my responsibility. It's my child. And being on these programs kind of helps you because you're not really relying on anyone else. You're figuring out for yourself. You have the government aid. You figure out the time span so you can save money and you can do all of that. So don't listen to what people say. Don't let that get to you. At the end of the day, it's you and your child. You're doing everything that you can for your child, and that's all that matters most. So I just wanted to break it down for you guys a little bit. I'm sorry if it was all over the place because I feel like I'm missing some things, but I feel like I kind of summarized them for the most part. So like I said, oh, was this like that? That's gonna freaking bother me if that was like that the whole time. But anyways, guys, like I said, if you have any questions, please, please, please feel free to reach out to me. I would love to help anyone that needs the help. I love you all. We're almost at 250 subscribers. I'm so excited. Wait, let's check. Let's see my live counter of how many we have. The live count is 243 subscribers. My goal is for 250 even by the end of July. So let's see. That gives me, how many days? 1, 2, 3. That gives me 3 days to get 7 more subscribers. So if you guys want to help me out, or if you like my videos, you guys want to see more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and hit the bell button to get notified for whenever we post a video. I hope this could help you guys out. It helped me, it helped my friends that I told about, and I'm sure if you even pass a message on to someone else, it could help them too. But yeah, I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video, and I hope that helps somebody, and we'll see you soon.